because it's going to be very useful. And Mike is the, I've never heard these called beast walks until Mike.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's like a thing, but so basically what we're going to do, they're not bear crawls. So you're not like piking your butt way up in the air or anything like that. All we're trying to do is like keep kind of a natural bend in the arm, trying to roll my triceps inward a little bit here like this, and I'm going to kind of hover my knees off the floor, right? So again, we're not like piking here because that's easy. So instead, we're just going to hover our legs off the floor a little bit. We're going to get some toe flexion. Hopefully your toes are more flexible than mine are. And we're just going to kind of move around a little bit. So first, just like start in place a little bit and get that hovering position. And then let's work on like doing this little crawl and making sure that as we're crawling, we're not raising our height or lowering or touching our knees to the floor, right? So just kind of move back and forth a little bit with this here in a nice controlled fashion. Sideways, get some lateral movement. Don't take up a lot of space. We'll get moving around a little bit more with these in just a second, but for right now, just getting used to the position and making sure that we can kind of keep neutral hips and some active toes. Active toes are going to be a recurring thing all the time because we're going to be in this more prone position here, and we're going to be hovering a lot more like this and not making a lot of hip switches. So good. 2 more seconds, maybe 3. Maybe 7. Yeah. Nice, good. Okay, so to kind of add to that, I'm going to take up a little bit more real estate. First objective, we're doing these little beast walks like this, and we're going to kind of navigate, weave in and out of people for just some proprioception. First big word I can use. And trying to kind of evade a little bit, but paying mostly just conscious attention to your form and your activity here, you know, so just kind of weave in and out. We're not trying to bump into each other. That comes next. All right, so let's move around a little bit with these guys. Let's go. Navigate the whole room. Yeah. Take up some space. If you bump into somebody, it's no big deal. Right? We're not trying to. Low single. Yeah. Blast somebody's knee out. Just T-bone people. It's coming because everybody wants to.
For your citizenship?
Why do you think that? Honestly, it's just fun.
She's not just criteria.
Nice, good. So time out, guys. Just a couple little anatomy things. I mean, these are not things you can't figure out on your own, but it's worth saying, I guess. Especially from me, because like since my shoulder's gotten worse and worse, I have to get kind of very particular about form, the way I should have years back, so my shoulder didn't get that. But I think about this, like not locking my arms out or letting my elbows flare bulldog style like this. Think about rolling my triceps in toward my lats. So I'm activating my lats more. And that's going to take it's going to do a couple things. It's going to take some of the emphasis off of my arms doing a direct bench press or push up. And it's going to save my shoulders a little bit. You know, it's going to like help line the bones up. So I'm using structure more than muscle, right? And I think that's a really big key to efficiency in any kind of movement, especially in any kind of grappling, is trying to figure out how I can use things structurally over muscularly, you know? So kind of think about that. Think about, again, active toes, hovering the knees. Don't let your knees come up too high. If your knee touches, it's not the end of the world, but try not to make a big habit out of it. So let's take it to another progression. We're going to do the same thing, but now we're going to kind of body check each other a little bit. It's not full on like hockey rules or anything. We're not just trying to full on bumper cars, but we are going to kind of check each other, because then we're going to have to stabilize a little bit, right? So let's go back to it. Try not to straight T-bone anybody for obvious reasons or headbutt anybody, but just kind of sideways body check. As we're moving next to each other here, so it gives me a little shove that way, right? That's fine here. Okay, I'm not trying to knock him over, just trying to help each other out. Okay, let's go.
What's that?
Come on, I'll count from now on. Yeah.
Gosh, you love
There's just so many people have their hands on the floor. Godzilla. 2 more seconds. Like demolition derby. Okay, good. Nice. Relaxes right here. Okay, So you kind of see how you have to stabilize. It's like one of those Japanese robot dogs. Have you seen those? They kick the shit out of them and they like fall over and they have to recollect themselves. They're just robots, but I feel bad for them. None of this matters. I'm just giving you a break and filling the space with words. So the next continuation of this, we're going to do it a little bit more. But now you can, as you're kind of walking by, I'm going to kind of check the person's face. You know, maybe kind of give them a little pull here, right? I can do that. You can kind of check me, so I have to kind of stabilize. And not only that, but the person who's actually reaching out to pull or hook, you have to stabilize too, because now you have to think about that weight distribution. I'm never going to have, even on the ground in any kind of prone position, I'm not going to have equal distribution across all 4 points. There's typically going to be 3 points that are going to have most of the weight distribution with one lighter limb. That's usually just how it goes. And we'll see like the importance of that whenever we start moving with another individual. But that's what this next continuation is kind of for. And again, I'm not trying to go here and just wrench the shit out of his elbow or something. I'm giving a little check here, maybe give a little pull on the leg, on the ankle. Okay? So let's go on with that, guys. So you still body check too. Let's go. Wait. I'll say 1, 2, 3. We'll clap. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's go.
See? So much better. Yep. So much better. What in the past? Crochet.
That's what you get.
I can't
We
do
do
it.
that.
Grab Mark.
Yeah, it was hard. It's so deep.
That's called avoidance. First trip. Don't be there.
You hiding over here?
5 more seconds of this madness. Okay, time. Good. All right. So this is a so simple, but such a good mobility drill. And what we're going to notice whenever we start moving through different positions, and I'm going to reiterate this a lot, because especially if you have a grappling background, one of the hard things to do is as we're navigating these positions, is to take out switching the hips from prone to supine. Because like as in grappling, you use that so much. You use like sit throughs, and you use like just different like kind of hip turning motions, and we've virtually eliminated any semblance of that throughout the ground portion of KCC. And we'll discuss why specifically we did, but basically it really compromises your ability to like keep your weight distributed over the person. And we'll talk about some things. I always think about things whenever I'm on top of a person as I'm either a blanket, like a lead blanket, or I'm a cage. Right? Those are kind of two different things. You can occupy space, you can control a body with both of those energies. It's just that some positions lend themselves a little bit more to one of those than the other. And we can kind of explore that a little bit too. We're going to take a break. Yeah, let's take 5. It's 10:08. Come back at 10:13. Right? And then we'll do some stuff with another body. Okay,
Out there is Paducah, man.
Common Core, son.